Awesome. Good afternoon. I'm here with the one and only JC. Uh, very proud of you, brother. There's a lot of excitement in our community right now, and there should be, because what you just finished achieving over the last 60 days is something that's commendable. It's something that most people will never have a chance to do, and the goal is to help more people get in the chance to do it. Right. So just want to go straight into it, brother. Over the last 60 days, you've turned 1K to 10K. And the last 3 days in the SCF Academy community, we just been really happy because we just been following you. Went from top 25 in the world as a trader to top 10. And I think you got the number one account right now when it comes to return on investment. So I need to hear the news. I've been in New Jersey for the last few days while you were, and ending this nice 60-day run. So I need to hear all the details. I need to know why you made a decision to go on this last run, and what everything you've been able to accomplish. If you need to share the screen, share a screen, because I know some of the things you need to share. But I'm just so happy and grateful to work with you, and very excited about everything that we're creating with the academy. So,
Yeah.
brother, when did this thing, like, I know we've done the 1K to 10K challenge. This is something that we do over and over and over again in the STF Academy. Like, and you took it on. Obviously, you went on your own personal 1K to 10K challenge. So, what sparked it? How did it start? Just give me all the deets, bro. All the
Well, yeah. First and foremost, I want to say, look, this is a individual achievement, but it's taken a lot of people and a lot of support to get to this point of my life. I have to always give glory to God, my wife for always supporting me and for allowing me to sit in front of the computer for hours at a time, and while raising our baby. So and then our community that's always there supporting us, supporting myself, and always cheering, being on my corner. So Binance, I'm extremely grateful and thankful for Binance for being able to be able to trade on their platform, and they built probably the most robust and the most liquid platform on the entire planet. Serving over 90 million clients and doing over $30 billion a day in volume. I mean, they're just a massive, just a snapshot of success and what it looks like, right? When you compare it to like FTX and the guys that have come and gone, and it's been a goal of mine since I was young to be a master at something, and I thought that was going to be basketball, and I thought that was going to be singing at some point, believe it or not. Even though I can't sing, I wanted to be a rapper. That didn't work out. Turns out I was tone deaf, and it's it's been it's really difficult in life when you're sort of wandering around, wondering like, what is your purpose? Like, what is something that comes really natural to you that you can do without trying? And to me, it's always been numbers, always been math. Always been good with math, always been good with numbers, and it's something that just came to me naturally. I never had to put too much thought into it. And when I was, introduced to trading, when I fell into the crypto space, I think that was the beginning of sort of unlocking that, passion of mine. In the last, you know, 60 days, my journey in crypto spans almost over half a decade now, and I've made a lot of money. I've lost a lot of money. This isn't the first time I've done this, but this is the fastest time I've ever done this. Um, and the reason I think it's more, thank you. I think the reason why it's more significant now than ever, I think, is because we're in a bear market, and we are in a market that's pretty unforgiving to traders, to investors. The previous times that I've had a lot of success trading has always been in the midst of a bull market where it's really easy to make money. Amateurs make money, everybody makes money in bull markets because all you have to do is just buy things. In a bear market, you have to know what you're doing, right? Because there's just there's fake outs, there's traps, there's bull traps, there's bear traps. There's a lot of things that come in. The markets move sideways for long periods of time. It's very boring. So in November 8th, I should say, and I'll tell you some significance, and I think why God works in mysterious ways in my life. In November 8th, I lost about 80% of my account. And that didn't happen in one day. You don't lose money in trading in one day. You just make a bunch of bad decisions that ultimately lead to you losing a lot of money. And what ended up happening was, and it was November 8th, and I had a bunch of trades open, and the market just seemed to just pull back hard in a harsh manner, and BTC was dumping, and I took a massive hit, and I started gambling, and I got out of character, and I got really, really frustrated. And I spoke to my wife, and my wife, she sort of brought me back in full circle, and she said, like, why is it that you keep, falling for these traps? Why is it that, if you're so, she knows how to push my buttons because she knows my personality type. She's like, if you're so good at this, if you're, if you're so, if you're such a good trader, how do you? I know she was coming from a place of love. She was like, why do you fall for the same things you always fall for, and why do you keep doing the same things you always say you're never gonna do? And that hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, it like smacked me right in the face, and it's like, man, she's right. I need to just really, really respect the space and understand what my role is, and how I can leverage it, and how I can attack this from a logical standpoint and not so much an emotional standpoint. So I said, okay, I'm gonna take $1,000 and I'm gonna give it a shot. And I'm going to only apply the behaviors that I teach all my students. I'm only gonna apply the behaviors that I preach that we should practice, right? Which is conservative trading, make your quick wins, get out, and just sort of appreciate the day. Take the wins for the day, and then go enjoy the rest of your day. So you're not sitting in front of your computer for hours on the time. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take those principles. I put the sticky notes up here, and I'm like, okay. And then my very first one is, I always keep it up here. It says trust God's plan, and I have trust God's plan right up there. So every time I look up, I can see it. And I said, okay, I'm going for it. And I started with $1,000, and it's very difficult to trade. When you trade with $1,000, it's very hard because, if you make a mistake, you can you say, you lose $100, and you're like, oh, you only lost $100. Well, that's 10% of your entire account, right? And it's very difficult to just bounce back when you lose 10% of your account, right? So you have to be very, very meticulous, and you have to win $10 at a time, $20 at a time, $15 at a time. So it's very, very boring. And most people don't appreciate that. Years and years of experience have taught me to appreciate the little behaviors that lead to big wins. So I started focusing on my $30 per day goal, which my goal is always to make 3 to 5% of my entire account every day. That's my goal. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just make my 3%. And what ended up happening is I was so focused and ended up making my 3% that I started making 10%. And I was like, oh man, okay. So I would make 10. I would aim to make 3, but I will open 2, 3 trades, and it would just go to 10. And I was like, okay. And I would just take my profits for the day. And I just started doing that. And what happened is, about a month in, I had doubled my account. It was crazy because it took a month to double my account, right? To go from $1,000 to like $2,000. And then in the last 30 days or so, it literally went from $2,000 all the way up to now the accounts. I think it's a 14,000 this morning. I took some profits again. But the accomplishment that Binance, that is ranking me for is not for the most amount of money. I didn't make the most amount of money in the world. That's not the accomplishment. The accomplishment is your return on investment. Right, it's the ROI, the percentage of what I've grown an account in such a short period of time, and that's what I think makes to me, it makes it more special. Because if I was sitting here telling you, yeah, I took $1 million and I turned into $10 million, you'd be like, well, cool, you had $1 million to start, But if I told you, hey, I took a little bit of money and I 10x'd it in 2 months, that's, I think, a lot more powerful, right? And because the average person can do it, right? The average person has a little bit of money to start with, and that's really what I think made it so special. And it was, this morning when I logged in, and it was late last night, I looked at my wife and I was like, babe, I think, let me see if I can share my screen. Share the screen. Let me see if I can share this one. I was late last night. I was looking around and I was like, oh my gosh, babe. I think I think I moved up. And then I looked up and sure enough, this is how Binance ranks the top traders on the planet. And it ranks them by ROI. So like, I mean, look at this person, for example, like this person, this is why it's so unreal. This person took $1 and turned it into $2,100. That's why they have 2,100% ROI and $2,100 made. I mean, that's unreal. Like some of this stuff, you're like, you look at some of the accomplishments of some of these folks, and it's pretty incredible. So when you look at mine, to start off the month, I grew the account by 192%, which is about approximately $2,300 in US dollars. And it's not a whole lot of money, like I said, when you look at it, but that's for the first 2 days of the month. So, I mean, we're only on January 3rd. So, and which is cool because, when you start, in the beginning, you start really small, right? You start really small and it's like $10 a day, $20 a day, $100 a day. But then it gets to a point where it's $1,000 a day, $1,100 a day, $1,500 a day, $2,000 a day. And it literally becomes life. It takes $1,000 to grow it to $10,000, and the behaviors that you can like the behaviors that you can build in that journey from $1,000 to $10,000 can help you make $1,000 a day afterwards, right? Because 10% with $1,000 account is $100, but 10% with a $10,000 account is $1,000, right? So once you learn these behaviors, and I learned this behavior to make 5 to 10% every day. It now became every day. Every day is $500 to $1,000 a day, $500,000 a day, and then eventually becomes $2,000 a day, and then $3,000 a day, and then $10,000 a day, and you literally transform your life. And that's what's so powerful, about trading. And I mean, this is the reason why I'm most excited about this is one, I believe I cracked the formula that I could teach our students. That's really what I'm mostly excited about, because personal accolades is fantastic. Like guys, I can obviously live off of what I'm making. That's not the point here. The point here is that I have a particular skill set of of knowledge that I can transfer on to others and make an impact in their lives. And that's what I'm most excited about, is being able to help others and share others and help others hone their craft. And Binance has two categories, right? They track all the traders in the world, which currently I'm ranked number 8 in the world. And then they ranked all the copy trading accounts. These are accounts that have enabled copy trading, meaning you can come into Binance and you can actually copy their trades. So my STF Academy, my account is actually ranked number 1 right now in the world, being able to be copied. So someone can come in, click on my account, and they can actually copy my trades trade by trade if they have a Binance account. So which is pretty cool. It's a feature they enabled a little while back. And I don't know if people have caught on yet. Maybe they're waiting to test me out. I only have 1 follower so far, but maybe after today that would change. But no, it's what I take it for what it is. To me, it's just more validation for me that that what I'm passionate about, that I'm on the right track doing what I'm passionate about, that I'm enjoying the process, and and I'm helping others. I'm putting myself in a position to help others. And that's what I think is most rewarding.
Well, it's rewarding to be in a community where you're one of the main leaders who is holding other people's hand, setting the tone on like the step-by-step process to successfully trade in the crypto space, right? So, I think I turned my notifications on like maybe 2 minutes before you first posted the first accolade, top 25. So I turned on the notifications, and it was just like 3:00 in the morning. It's like people chiming in. So we're excited, brother. Like the community is really grateful that we get a chance to learn from somebody like you, because you're consistently, in your leadership, you're consistently showing us what to do, how to do it, and it's a testament. Like, this is James literally just posted this a minute ago, and this is how he,
Yeah.
so again, it's we're very proud of you, and we're that much more excited to do a 1K to 10K challenge as a community. Like, I'm even more excited about 2023's live training, this live masterclass, because I
Yeah.
watched the 2021 one. I watched last year, and like with all the things that happened last year, man, this I know that this next master's class is going to be fire, right? So, and I'm anticipating a lot of people being there live for this 90-day challenge. So yeah, man, it's a huge accomplishment. Obviously, it's the 3rd of January, so we're looking to see how long you can track this. Uh,
Yeah.
just know that you got support for sure.
I appreciate it, and I want to thank James for saying those kind words. And obviously, he didn't have to do that. I mean, he's just watching, and he felt he should share. Um, and it's really, you know, when I started SDF, and when you came on board, I told you my mission was always to teach people how to fish. It was never to feed them. So that's going to be really the big driving factor and theme for 2023. Is it's not it's cool when JC do it. I mean, it's incredible for me to do it, because it just validates that it is possible, by sort of breaking that barrier. But what will be way more, excuse me, I think way more impressive is if there were 2 or 3 people from SDF on this top 10 list, right?
Of course.
And obviously, if I did it and I'm teaching others how to do it, they should be able to do it too, right? And I think that that's really my focus for 2023. It's obviously I'm going to continue to grow, and I'm obviously this is going to fluctuate. This is dynamic. I may not be in the top 10 tomorrow. There is a lot of talented traders on the planet. We're not talking about West Palm Beach, Florida. We're talking about planet Earth. I mean, Binance is operating in over 102 countries, 90 million users. I mean, this is the entire world. I'm competing against. It's sort of like the Olympics of trading. And so, I don't. It'd be great if I can stay in the top 10 for the entire month, for the year. But obviously, it's a grind, and it's very, very difficult to do this. It's very difficult to do this because they take these metrics, that it's like you can't just make money; you have to grow your money, right? So and that's what makes it hard, because 100% ROI, you have to double your money.
Yeah.
And to double your money, you may say, oh, it's easy to double your money. Not when you're trading futures, because when you're trading futures, if you make the wrong call, if you long when you should have shorted, or if you shorted when you should have long, you get liquidated. It's not like investing where you can buy something and just hold on to it forever. Um, Here, you have to settle your trades. You have to close your trades. So it's very easy to make mistakes. So I mean, I'm humble that I'm here, and I'm happy and I'm blessed that I was I can say that I was a top 10 trader, number 1 copy trader in the world at a point in my career. But I don't suspect that I'll be able to sustain it for a very long time. And I personally, I don't want to. I want to divert my energy, to build an SDF, and I want to divert my energy to my students. I don't want to sit in front of my computer trying to keep this trophy alive for as long as possible while not being able to give back, to the people that actually need my help. And so, but the accolades are great. It's I'm gonna probably dial it back a little bit and go a little bit more conservative, so I don't make a whole lot of mistakes. But yeah, no, I'm excited. January, you talked about reintroducing the live class. I'm so fired up about reintroducing the live class. And if you're watching this recording and you're talking, okay, well, what's that all about? Well, we're gonna do a couple of things leading up to the live class. One, we're gonna give away we're gonna do a 3-hour event where we're going to give you a ton of stuff. And I mean literally, like, I'm gonna give you money. I'm going to give you money if you show up. I'm going to give you money so you can play with. And actually, while I'm teaching you things, you're actually going to be clicking on buttons and playing with the money that I gave you. I'm going to give you real money for you to play with. And we're going to do things that are very, very unique and very, very special. That's going to differentiate us a lot from the other, platforms out there that are trying to teach you things like YouTube, and where you just can't get the same type of experience. And then, when we launched the live course, we're for 10 weeks, we're going to hold your hand through the entire crypto experience, for 10 weeks. And you are helping put that together, and all the instructors that are facilitating that. And it's not just going to be myself, it's going to be myself and all the instructors and the staff at STF. It's going to be quite the experience, and I'm excited. There are dozens of people that are already going to be participating in this, right at the launch. And yeah, there's a lot to be grateful for, there's a lot to be thankful for, and that's just my long-winded way of saying it. But today, I am going to take back and celebrate and enjoy the fact that a Cuban immigrant without a college degree, a high school diploma, was able to become one of the top 10 traders in the entire world.
It's crazy.
And yeah, I don't even think my parents know.
Like,
I have been so nonchalant about it. I'm trying not to let it get to my head. So I'm like, I haven't told anybody. Like, I haven't called anybody to talk about it. I'm just kind of like, I did it. It's like, yeah, I did it.
I did it. It's done. What's next? Yeah, man. We got to hit up the Twitter spaces, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who are on Twitter in this bear market, looking to understand how to win, and it's about doing those little things, man. So that's what we talk about in the live. The training we're gonna do, that 3-hour master. It's like a mini master class, really, because we're teaching you how to trade. You're gonna make a trade live. You're gonna close it at the end. We're gonna literally give some money away, have people go into a staking protocol so they can actually see it happening, see their money growing, see how to set it up, so they can get a little bit of a taste of what it is that we do. And we already have 15 modules free. We have hours worth of free education at stf.academy. So, like, again, it's going to be a great year of giving, but it's also going to be a great year of discipline. One of the things that I feel like this year, and this is not financial advice. I don't know the markets like that, but I just have a feeling. I'm in the business community. I'm getting a lot of conversation. So this is going to be a year to buckle down. This is going to be a year to make very sound investments. This is going to be a year to look at all the details of everything that you're doing. And when it comes to working in this space, you got to know what you're doing. This is not regular. This is just not regular finance, right? This is not sales or marketing. This is you and the screen, you and your ingenuity, you working against your emotions, and you working with strategy. So I would say probably going to be live later this week, right? Do a little live real quick.
Yeah, so I think you were planning on doing it on Thursday.
Would love to get together on Thursday, because we spoke last time about recap 2022 going into 2023. We had a private a meeting with our students as well, so there's some things that we can recap from what we shared with them as well. And yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about how people can prepare for this little mini masterclass, because there's a lot of people out there who they're scared, they don't know what to do, or they just kind of wrote it off because it's a hard undertaking. But when you really break it down, it's simple. It's just a lot of tedious things, a lot of steps that you have to take.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's simple, right? Simple. It's once you really master it, you go, oh my gosh, that's what I was really. It's super simple. It's so overwhelming to start that most people have just no idea how to start, and that's really what our focal point is going to be. It's just getting you started the right way, right? That's what we're called start to finish. So we're going to focus on the starting part, right? And it's the beginning of the year, so we're going to do that. And I just want to say, I know people have a very short attention span, and this is already way too long. But for those of you who have personal relationships with me, I just want to be in a position of servitude. I want to be able to serve others and help. And people always think that they're bothering me when they reach out and ask for help. Like, I'm always open. My door is always open. My DMs are always open for you to say, hey man, like, I want to learn to do what you're doing. Like, how can I get started? Hey, can you help me out? Like, it's such a great skill set to master. And I'm obviously I'm biased because I'm pretty decent at it, but the reality of it is, and we spoke on the last call, is like there's there's nothing, nobody can stop you, right? Like this is a skill set that you learn, and it's you against you. It's like playing golf, right? It's just you against you. You don't have to you're not competing against other people. Like, this competitive stuff is fine, but imagine like if you start learning something that can make you an extra $100 a day, uh and then that's an extra $3,000 a month. Imagine like if you trade it every day, right? If you trade 20 days out of the month, it's an extra $2,000 a month. Right? Imagine that. Imagine you work yourself up to the skill set where you can make $1,000 a day, right? And like now, you're 2 days into the month and you already have $2,300 in the bank. That's the stuff that changes lives. That's the stuff that you can go, oh man, like this side hustle. It's now my main hustle. It's the main thing that I do, and it doesn't. I mean, I started trading realistically at like really seriously. I started trading 2 years ago, like really, really seriously. I made a decision, right, to take this extremely seriously 2 years ago. Like that's really when it happened. 2020 was the time where I was like, okay, I'm going to become. That's what I said. I'm going to become a top 10 trader, the top trader in the world. That's going to be my goal. That's when I made the decision. Prior to that, I was just like most people here. Like I knew how to trade, but I wasn't taking it seriously. Like I knew like, hey, you can buy, you can sell, you can long, you can short, and you have that stuff work. You can make money. I attempted to do it, many times, failed, lost money, lost other people's money. Like there's a lot of that went on to it. But when I made the decision to go serious, it really took 2 years to almost perfect my craft. And even then, I still made mistakes, because what led to this moment was a mistake, right? November 8th, lost 80% of my account, and then I said no more, right? No more dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
And what's significant about November 9th, and the reason why I'm going to push this run for as far as I can, and I'll say this personal, November 9th it's my grandmother's birthday, and she passed away in 2017, and that was my really the first year that I started taking crypto seriously. It was 2017. It was the year my grandmother passed. So November 9th, it was her birthday. It was the day that I started. And to me, it was just something like, I always wanted to do something to make her proud. And the fact that this started on her birthday and it led to me being in the top 10 in the world, I just feel like it was, there was a higher purpose here. And I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see how far we can take it, and how many people's lives we can impact and change. So
Yeah, man. Man, that's a great story. That's I felt that one, and I'm sure she was there to guide you and support you in that. As I feel, and again, a kid from Cuba comes to the country and becomes a top crypto trader, man. It's definitely a story. And I'm glad that we're part of it, and I'm glad that there's a few hundred other people that are creating stories just like this one, man. So, yeah, thank you for today, man. I wanted to recap what's going on. Again, congratulations on the feat. And I already saw other students posting their wins for the day and posting. So I'm sure that you've sparked some fires in some people who've been on the sidelines for a bit. And you know what? We're gonna continue to do that, right? Because our goal is to help people change their lives, right? Put themselves in positions to do things that they've never done before, and do it with the community, right? So again, thank you. I'm excited for STF Latino. I'm excited for all the stuff. We'll talk about all these things on Thursday, man. So again, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I'm sure you're gonna go back to looking at them screens. For those of you that don't know, JC has like 6 screens in front of him right now, right? So he's like sitting in a trading chair, right? So I'm sure that once we get off this, you're gonna be right back.
This is not very fashionable, right?
It's not very fashionable, but it's super
effective.
It's very effective, right? It's very effective, and it allows you to have a scope on the market.
Yeah.
that most people can't really have because they just don't they don't have the information out in front of them. So yeah, brother, love you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna, I feel like I need to make this thing. I feel like I need to write an article about this, man. This is a big deal. So let's
Yeah.
let's let some people know. And again, let's just really no, we're already doing it, man. It's not even we're doing it. So looking forward to continue doing what we're doing at STF Academy, brother. Anything
Amen,
else you
brother.
want to share? Any last words for somebody out there who might want to be a top 10, top 100 trader this year? What are some 3 or 5 things that they need to do and focus on?
Well, I would say number one, definitely join STF Academy. That will be where I would start. Um, right, get some mentoring, get some mentorship, so you can avoid all the the nasty pitfalls that come with the type of market that we're in. Right. Two, make a plan, and really plan to execute it. Right, because you need. I think a lot of this stuff is just one. There's a certain element of luck involved, but there's definitely a certain element of planning that needs to take place. So, join STF, make a plan, and really just, if this is something you're passionate about, right? Then really go all in, like really go all in, and understand that you have to make an investment. Like, you know, people say, why would I pay you thousands of dollars, to do this live classes and do all these things? And my simple answer to that is, like, you don't have to. It's completely optional, right? Like, you don't have to pay me thousands of dollars to teach you anything. But tell you what, you're gonna pay a whole lot more learning on your own. It's gonna cost you way more than tens of thousands of dollars doing this on your own. You do not want to know the amount of money that I have lost on the journey of becoming, the trader that I am today. Like this, nothing is free. Nothing is free. Even investing and learning from the best, you're still going to probably lose money. Like, this is an extremely difficult industry, but it's extremely rewarding because you can change your life in a very, very short amount of time, which is what most people want today, right? And I mean, when I mean short, I mean it's all relative, right? Uh, a year, or 2, 3, 4, right? Maybe 5 years, you change your life completely. Most people will go 40 years and they won't change their life, right? So that's the thing. Like, here, things can happen very quickly and very, very, very quick pace. So that will be my advice: get plugged in with STF. Create a plan, register for our courses, or at least do our live courses. But if you can do the live courses with us, and not just the free ones, then that's going to be the really, really the pivotal point. But you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision whether this is something you want to really do, or if it's something that you like habitually want to like dabble in, because there's a very big difference. If, I didn't become the top 10 in the world by habitually dabbling into this. Like, this is an obsession. Like, it is an obsession. It is a passion. So if that's not your passion, is not your obsession, do not beat yourself up if you don't get the same results that somebody has, right? Who's It's literally their passion. And I make shoot myself in the foot because I may weed some people out and scare you. But the reality of it is, you can do this part-time. You can do this habitually, but just understand that the results won't be the same. Just understand it won't be the same. But if you do it long enough, maybe you will discover that it is a passion of yours all along. You know, because I used to clown on people that were day traders. I was like, "Why when you day trade, you're gonna lose all your money. The market is so volatile, it's so stressful, and like I used to like clown on this. All you need to do is just make passive income, and ah, the life would teach you so many lessons, and you know and it's crazy because the thing that I used to talk the most crap about, ended up truly being one of my life's biggest passion. Once I open up myself to it, which is crazy. Like, um, yeah. So that's a piece of life advice. There may be something right now that you've been turning down because you think it's not big enough, or it's not important enough, or it's not attractive enough, but you may actually instinctively be really good at it if you tried it. And and that would be my advice to a lot of folks out there that are afraid to try things just because they don't think they might like it. You don't know what God has programmed in you as like this special gift that just there are some things that just come easy to people. There are some things that just come easy to people, and there are some things that come extremely difficult for some people to get. And I don't understand why people always try to master the things that are extremely difficult for them to understand, instead of trying to master the things that are super simple for them to do, right? And for me, like if you're gonna monetize something that you're naturally good at, right? Monetize something that you're naturally good at. Don't try to monetize something that you aren't good at, and it's gonna be a really, really, really difficult thing to for you to grasp. And you know, yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling on, but that's I figured, because I tried to be the number one network marketer on the planet, and I was good at it, but it didn't come natural to me. Like I had to work at it and work at it and work at it and work on presentations and being in front of screens, and I had to work at it and work at it and work at it and be uncomfortable, and it was always grinding. And then I come here in crypto, and I just like sit in front of the computer in my pajamas all day making money, and it's like it came so natural to me. It was like, oh my gosh, this is fun. I don't even have to put on pants. Like, I mean, I have pants on now, but like, I don't have to put on pants. I can just sit in front of my computer with my boxers and make money. Like, wow, like that, and it came easy. It just came more natural. It just felt more natural. Maybe because naturally maybe I'm introverted, and I'm secretly probably very lazy. So that's probably why I'd rather just sit here and do it. But yeah.
You know what they say about lazy people, man. You give a when you want something done, you want something hard done, you give it to a lazy person because they're gonna figure out how to simplify it and make it easy, right?
How to do it the easy way. Yeah.
They're gonna figure out how to do it the easy way. They're gonna figure out how to make it work with the least amount of effort. But then what they get really good at is how to do. They get really good at moving the needle. How do I get the most done with the least amount of time, energy, and money? And in this space, brother, that's important, right? So yeah, man. It's again, if you're called to if you're in the crypto space and you're called to take your results to another level by just getting deeper in your knowledge and your ability to apply some of these strategies that work, we have a place for you at STF Academy. If you're just new to the market, you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to make a decision if this is something for you, we have plenty of free courses on our website. You'll learn about it. We'll get, you're going to get a good idea of what the space is, how it works, and how you can leverage it, and then you can make a decision then, right? So there's no need to commit to something until you you want something. And again, the cool part about STF Academy is that we give you the opportunity to check us out before you make any investment, right?
Exactly.
So it's a beautiful thing, man. So again, thank you, brother. Enjoy the rest of your day. I just got back from Jersey, so I'm going to take care of the house real quick for a bit and get right into some STF Academy activities, right? So especially with all this news, now I got to make sure I email everybody. Let's make sure everybody knows what's going on, what time it is. All right.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate everything that you do. Have a great day. Take care, everyone.
Talk to you soon.